Hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial here on noisejunkies.net. In this Photoshop tutorial, we'll take a look at how to create from scratch inside Photoshop this very psychedelic film. As you can see, we have 5 layers and it's very simple, yet it can look complicated if you think we created everything inside of Photoshop. No external images. So go to File, New, and create a new 800 by 800 project. And then hit OK. So now the first thing we have to do for the project is to create a background, which we can't really see in the original one, but it's made out of stars. So to create a star field, we'll go to Layer, New Layer, call this Star Field, and now Filter, Render, Noise, and Add Noise. And it says it could not complete because the layer is empty. So all you need to do is get the paint bucket tool, select the color black, and apply to it. And now you can go on Filter, Noise, Add Noise, and you'll see you can choose the amount of noise. It can be either uniform or Gaussian, but we'll stick with Gaussian and select this to 10. And then hit OK, and we have our cool set of stars, which will be useful in another way rather than just having a star background. But if you want to create, a space scene, that's a possibility. That's what you can do. Now, of course, we have this, set of stars in the star field, but it's still uniform. So what I want to do is go on Filter, Render, Lighting Effects. And now in the lighting effects, I can choose Spotlight, Omni, or Directional as a set of how I light the scene. So I'll just choose Omni. And now you can see I'm lighting the scene with a center spot in the middle. And you can always play around with the negatives and positives to see how much you want the Omni actually to illuminate. So just set to -2 or maybe 0 actually. And then hit OK. And we have the middle. It can actually create an optical illusion because it's very bright in the middle and then very dark here. And sometimes if I just look for it too long, I kind of have an optical illusion. But anyways, that's the star background we want for our project. And now we want to add a fog layer. And you probably are wondering why we're creating these things since we can't see in the original, but we actually can. We'll see why. Well, now we want to name this layer Fog Layer. And what I want to do is go on Filter, Render, Clouds. So now I just got a nice set of clouds, which in After Effects, it could be similar to fractal noise maybe. So now I have these clouds and I'm going to do something really cool that's going to start to look like our original. I want to go to Distort, Polar Coordinates. And polar coordinates make it, a full circle. So I'll just set to 50%. And you can see it just makes it into a circle, a sphere. But you have this weird line here. That's our only problem. That messes up the whole illusion. However, we're also going to Filter, Blur, Radial Blur, and we're going to be fixing that by setting the amount to 20. So now you can see it is perfect and there's no line. Cool. So now we have pretty much all the elements we need. We just need now to apply a couple of effects. So I'm going to click on the same fog layer and then go to Filter, Artistic Color Pencil. Now I don't want to use colored pencil for mine. We have some really cool effects that you can use and change the complete look. But what I want to do is whatever you set, color pencil, dry brush, it will open this cool filter presets. So actually it doesn't matter which one you click there in Photoshop. As long as you are here, you can choose whatever you want. And I want to go to Stylize Glowing Edges. And we can see it kind of created something weird for us. But that's exactly what we want. I'll go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Curves, and I'll just do the magic to unleash the potential in this. And the potential is when you play around with the curve settings and you can see all your polar coordinates, all your fog, and even the star backgrounds are now being completely messed up by your curves adjustment. And that's definitely very good. You can also go on the blue channel and increase it a little bit so it makes it stronger, but be careful with that. And now I have pretty much everything we need. Last thing I want to add in terms of elements is maybe a lens flare. And if you're wondering, you can create a lens flare from scratch. Go on Filter, Render, Lens Flare. And again, it says it's empty, so you just make it black with the paint bucket tool and then select the lens flare. And then we'll just set it to 92. 105mm preset. Good. And we'll just set it to add. So now we have it on the center of everything. And really, one thing you could do is to just scale up the fog layer. So it kind of looks like a star warping and it's on the middle. And then you can just move the lens flare in the middle with the arrow keys. And then finally, you can add your text, which I'm gonna call Psychedelic. Cool. And I'll just set it to some color like this and place it on the center. So yeah, pretty much that's how you can create some stuff from scratch. Overall, that doesn't look like a cover, which usually is my specialty. It's what I'm best at. But, you know, that's how you can create an element for, I don't know, any kind of artwork. I'm actually soon releasing, together with Connor Burge from Envisage Works, a Photoshop training series. And some of these tutorials here are kind of the first door, the entrance for the tutorials I'm making. Some of similar concepts. But I can actually show right now some stuff we've been working on for Pro Artwork, which is the Photoshop CS3 series, which you can easily follow on CS4. And we cover some really cool stuff, which I can't really give away, but, well, I will do it anyways. Things like this from scratch into Photoshop, or even things like this also from scratch in Photoshop. So you don't want to miss that. If you like the website and the Photoshop tutorials, it is a great way to contribute. Just wait for November or maybe December. So that's about it for this tutorial, and I hope you have an awesome day and enjoy this tutorial. And we'll see each other in the next Noise Junkies tutorial.